Alright, we are on the play with Rug Delver. That's a keep because we can do our stomping ground traverse for an island shtick. So we're going to do that. Stomping ground, traverse, get an island. I think that is better than going breeding pool, try to scour into mandrills relatively soon. I would assume they take the Simic Charm, but they don't really have any great hits here. They could take Bolt if they're on something that requires Bolt. We could be up against a Shadow deck. I believe we just want to scour and slam mandrills. What's in the yard? Traverse, just stuff that we knew about. We have not scoured yet. Tarfire is probably what we want to keep in the yard. They took Thought Scour, which is very neat. Drawing the second mandrills is pretty bad when they take our Thought Scour. I believe we just leave the Tarfire in the bin because it helps second traverse. Snapcaster Mage is no longer an issue because we no longer have one. Lantern. Okay. Lantern not playing a Mox Opal and not playing a land. Very good for us. Also makes future Hooting Mandrills less bad. I shouldn't have closed those. I don't know if those will open back up. Okay. Okay, they do. That's good. Important information. They could be on Death's Shadow Lantern. Just because Mishra's Bauble. I know it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's entirely possible. Another Lantern on top means they'll probably end up using Lantern for a shuffle effect. Bell is totally fine because that will help with mandrills. They seem to be very stuck on mana. Yep. I am down for that. Can I draw my land, please? I know you want a land, but I really want a land. And we'll actually be able to kill them next turn with all the reach we have. Do we want to hold up Bolt? Probably not. Our life total isn't super relevant, but it could be, but we also can't play around our life total. Green or red? Probably green. Do I want to hold up Bolt? I don't think I do. Special. Xmage has to know what we want to do before we go clicking things. Top of our library is Curiosity. So it's unlikely that they can slam... Well, I suppose it is entirely possible that they go land. Nope, they did not have the Opal plus the bridge, and so they died. That is a good start to the match. What do we want to do? Huntmaster lets us win through an ensnaring bridge, which is good. Blood Moon allows us to turn off Academy Ruins, which they had, also Inventor's Fair, and just try to hit their mana. That's probably the reason why we'll likely keep the Spreading Seas in. They run many artifacts and some enchantments. Pyroclasm seems awful. I might run Engineered Explosives. Do I want a mountain? Probably not. Doesn't seem good. Lantern's going to make us draw a bunch of lands anyways. Snag seems bad. Snapcaster seems kind of eh. Don't want that. I don't think I want Disrupting Shoal because of this business. Spell Snare. They don't run many 2-drops. Maybe Collective Brutality. I think that's it. Abrupt Decay can't be countered by Spell Snare, so let's cut that. Simic Charm is probably bad. It's Reach. They don't have a lot to bounce, though. Dismember goes for similar reasons, as will a number of Lightning Bolts. Thought Scour is not super relevant. I want all of the other counterspells because these 6 counters can hit an Ensnaring Bridge, and that's really the most important thing. Do I want all of this? Seems excessive. I think I'd rather have a number of bolts and scours. Maybe we cut 1 mandrills, avoid being clunky. I want to go all for the mandrills. I want an early clock. I want denial on. We can probably cut curiosity because when it's going to be bad, it's going to be absolutely awful here. Although Huntmaster can turn it on through a bridge, still not super relevant. Do I cut another bolt? Probably. I think that's good. We're going to roll with it and see what happens. Game 2, against Lantern Control with Rug Delver. What's our hand look like? It's bad. Turn 1 Delver. Okay. I'm considering keeping this because they'll probably give us lands. If they take our Delver with an Inquisition, we're probably in a bad spot. I'm going to try it. I am very interested in this hand. For science. Them leading on an Inventor's Fair means we're probably not losing our... Well, they could still have an Inquisition. That was fast. Surgical, targeting Ancient Grudge, that's fine. They get to see our hand, which I don't like. They get to see our library, which I like less. It was just a 1-for-1 though, because Grudge has flashback. I believe we want to play Delver. Although trying to use Thought Scour to power out Spreading Seas as quickly as possible could be a thing. Here's a Collective Brutality, which isn't super scary. They take Mana Leak, almost certainly. Yeah, we'll reveal that. It's a little sad that we can't use it. Maybe I should have scoured it, but it is pretty good. Let's get in there for some damage. What do we want to do now, though? I think we just hold up the Thought Scour. Seems like our best option. Unless we scour into a land, then we want to play it. Yeah, you know what? They know most of our hand. They know the entire hand, I think. So let's do that. Wasn't great. Gira per Aether Grid is really bad for us. It's nice that they don't have enough artifacts to kill Delver yet, but they're not far from it. This may have been a very bad keep. They ping us. Happens. They probably now have enough artifacts to kill Delver. Well, at least that's not very good. They probably take Spreading Seas. Best card in our hand, I think. They took Mana Leak. That's fair. That's defensible. Blood Moon's really bad. We're just going to keep doing this little game that we play. Infernal Tutor is pretty good when you're hellbent. I imagine... Oh, it's a Codex Shredder? They're just going full-on mill? No, they can ping the Delver now. That's why they did that. Yep, that happens. Well, we have a second one, which will die, but it will slow them down. It looks like this was a bad keep. Although usually Lantern does end up giving you a lot of land, so I don't know if it's a bad keep the majority of the time. It was certainly interesting to see. Academy Ruins to get back an Ensnaring Bridge that they milled, which is pretty good. Now we need to hit a bunch of land drops. Yeah, it looks like this was bad. Thought Scour, we'll do it now. We might find a land. They bell us and Codex. I think they're slightly better off just using pinging as their win con. Yeah, this went terribly. This was probably a bad decision. Okay, we found a land. What are we going to play? I think I have no idea. They have an engineered explosives in hand. We cannot snap back any relevant spells for that. I'm thinking Revelry once we hit more lands. I believe I want to fetch Shock. Get green. They're probably trying to mill our fetchables. They didn't hit the breeding pool that I wanted. We could go for Blood Moon, but under a Blood Moon I think we're losing faster than they are. Maybe we actually want to traverse, but probably not. Goyfs are way too big to do anything under a bridge. I actually might just traverse, go for the Huntmaster plan. We're going to start with this. Take out the Inventor's Fair or the Academy Ruins. I don't know. The Inventor's Fair is going to make it very difficult for us to win. The Academy Ruins is going to make it very difficult for them to lose. Let's go for that. Hopefully that's worth it. You know what? Huntmaster is just going to die to Ghirapur Aether Grid anyways. I might just scoop. We'll play it out, see what happens. There we go. Another land. That's good. Means that we can turn 4 Huntmaster. I just don't know how good it'll be. They probably slam bridge at this point. Those will show back up anyways. Another traverse. I don't know how we win this. Looks like that one lander was a bad decision. Although it could have worked out, I don't know if it usually will work out. Don't think I've done a lot of testing against Lantern Control, although I have played against it a good bit. Second Inventor's Fair, they see EE. EE can take out a bridge, but they're going to mill it. Or make us shuffle. Nope. So maybe we should have actually gone for the Academy Ruins, but then they have plenty of ways of stopping us from drawing this. Which they actually did. Yep, they shuffled our library. So I don't think that was relevant, although it could still be the right play. I don't know what our plan is here. Everything is bad, basically. We need to draw or flashback a Destructive Revelry and kill them in one fell swoop. That's the game. So I think we want to play fatties. Now, is there a forest in our deck? Looks like there's still a forest. There is, so let's try to get it. We can traverse. We have plenty of card types. Is there a land we can get? No shocks in the graveyard. None in exile, so we can tutor out a land. Which is good. We might just take the island. If we do, we can Blood Moon. I don't know if we have long enough to get all that done, though. Well, we're going to get the basic island anyways, because there's not much advantage to getting a shock. Especially because it speeds up their clock. So if we can pull this off in 6 turns, we win. We have 6 turns to flash back a Destructive Revelry after building up enough of a board state that we kill them in one swing. And that's pretty much it. That's my story. So the board state part's easy. We can slow them down with Huntmaster, which is nice. Do I want Blood Moon? Do I want Blood Moon? It turns off Inventor's Fair. Inventor's Fair is already off. It turns off Academy Ruins. How good's that? Probably not great. It looks like these ended up back on top, or Xmage is just wrong. I believe those were there before they shuffled with the previous Lantern, which is probably the same Lantern because they used Academy Ruins to get a Lantern back. We're going to go with the Huntmaster play. Although we are running out of cards, so our life total isn't super duper relevant, but if we can get them to maybe split a bit either way, that's good. Revelry is not yet in the yard. Looks like they're taking out Huntmaster, which is good for us. That means less damage at the face, less mill at our deck. And we need... what do we need? Goyf. They have an active Inventor's Fair again. We can shock to go Goyf plus Blood Moon. If they find and play an Ensnaring Bridge, we basically lose. Our out was blowing up one bridge. Now we need an Ensnaring Bridge. Or sorry, an Engineered Explosives. Both of which are now in the graveyard. I don't believe we have outs left. They can Aether Grid any Huntmasters we show them. I'm just going to clarify that we lost. We can draw Revelry and cast it and flash it back in the same turn cycle. That's the out. So for now, we're going to shock. It's extremely unlikely that it works, but we're going to go for it. We'll shock, play Blood Moon, turn off their non-basics. And now we're just playing to the very slim chance that we get what we need. We need to now naturally draw Destructive Revelry. If they have a black source, so they could have used Abrupt Decay. What are we going to do? It's so unlikely that we win. I guess we can play a land. There's not much two ways about that. Playing Mandrills doesn't seem relevant. So let's pass to them. They blew up our Spreading Seas with the Abrupt Decay, it looks like. Did I miss that? I don't see how that's helpful, unless they Abrupt Decay the moon as well. How far back would I have to go to see that? Probably a while. There's an Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay, Library to Graveyard. I don't know how they dealt with the Spreading Seas. They're going for the Penguin Con. Which, if we draw that Huntmaster, is fine. Oh no, that was our end step. I'm losing track of everything now, going through all this stuff, looking at logs, trying to think of our out. So they now have 3 mill rocks. Can we get rid of some of the clutter? Pixis is fine. They're going to let us draw Blood Moon. Yes. It is very unlikely that we can win this game. I do think we still go for it, though. Because they pretty much have all the information they could want. Go to you. I have nothing to do. Are there Thought Scours left? If there are, we can theoretically get them with instant speed draw. 1 Scour, 2 Scour. No Scours in our exile. There are 2 Thought Scours left, which could help us very much. Although every mill rock they add makes our position worse and worse. We still have a chance. We're going to draw a Misty. Looks like there's another Misty on top. Go to them. Are we just dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over the course of 2 turns, it looks like we die. Or rather, tap, untap. So the 1 lander didn't get us under a bridge. Maybe we should have mulliganed. That's another thing I'll probably take a look at. Skip the stack because I don't want to have to deal with it. Go to end step. It looks like they're playing around Thought Scour by not tapping all of their mill rocks. Although you can still scour over that. They didn't do anything. We are dead on board though. We're going to draw a Misty Rainforest. And now we are dead. Go to them. And that'll do. Over to game 3. Hopefully that goes better for us. Exiling Ancient Grudge was also very, very good for them right at the beginning there. Yup. Yup. I think they're just being very careful. Go to you. And we are dead. Okay, do we want to run this back? Plenty of things in exile over here. Are there any cards we want? Not really. Not really at all. Maybe another Snapcaster Mage could be good. For Bolt. Maybe a Scour. Maybe a Vision. Serum Visions is kind of bad against Lantern in the late game. Early game, it's still okay. I think I'm okay with cutting a Serum Visions. Alright, this one's for all the marbles. We're going to keep, because the hand isn't bad. I believe we just shock and play Delver, because I'd like to see a third land. Probably want to see a third land. Let's get aggressive. Hopefully we'll be able to hold up Mana Leak and just play the tempo game. They mill Serum Visions. Reveal a Thought Scour. So it's entirely possible that they can have Ensnaring Bridge available on their next turn if they have another zero-cost artifact and a land. I don't think we want to play around that. I believe we're better off slamming Goyf and then going for holding up counters. So that is the play we're going to make. I don't know if we should get a red source. Cutting both of us off of colors could be very bad, but maybe we just don't end up casting Blood Moon for a while. And I kind of want a red source. Codex Shredder does sack itself to get cards back. Another Codex Shredder. Seal of Primordium to take out Blood Moon. Well, we're going to basically ignore Blood Moon now. Or we can use it to force them to put enchantment in the graveyard. They'll probably wait post-combat, though. So we're most likely better off just holding up Mana Leak. I'm pretty okay with getting in for 5. Couple mill effects. Let's get this graveyard bigger. I'm thinking maybe we want to mill them with Thought Scour. But that's kind of awkward because it makes Academy Ruins better. We have a 2-turn clock if they can't interact with us, which is great. Here's an Ensnaring Bridge. We're going to counter it. They can get it back with Codex Shredder. Seal of Primordium. Do I want to force the enchantment issue? Maybe. I do think we're going to Scour. That's fine. I'm not sure what they're playing around with that, but okay. Let's see what's in our deck. Oh, they're trying to cut off what we could fetch. We'll probably just get the Forest. And I believe I want to get in there. We could have gone for the Thought Scour, but I kind of like having double green. And there's no real rush on this Thought Scour. Scouring won't get Goyf big enough now to kill them in one fell swoop. So we do kind of need to dodge an Ensnaring Bridge at this point. I might go for the Blood Moon, just because it forces them to use the seal. There aren't any enchantments in the graveyard yet. Yeah, we're not doing much besides that. And we still hold up Stubborn Denial. We should fetch first. We're going to show them a Stubborn Denial, or at least represent Stubborn Denial. I goofed. We don't have more fetchables. So we're going to do that. They probably take it out anyways. So maybe we don't do that and we bluff having mana leak. That could be better. I'm not big on bluffing at this point, though. I'd rather just go for my stuff. That's a concession. At least we won one match today. So that's nice. I still think we had some pretty good matches. Some good games in there for sure. And that'll be it for today. I have work that I need to get done, and I can't just play Magic all day, which is quite unfortunate. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. See you next time.